Welcome to Part 2 of our Property Valuation Re-Education. In Part 1, we went over some basic terms and learned how an apartment is valued using the income approach. Now let's bring it all together by using some hypothetical numbers. You received an offering package in your inbox for a 100-unit property built in 1978 with price to be determined. But you called the broker and he told you the whisper price is $12 million. So what is the property actually worth? Remember, value equals NOI divided by cap rate. Let's start by determining the NOI, which we know is the effective gross income minus the operating expenses. We are going to need a couple financial documents to assist us. The first is the rent roll, which shows a breakdown of each unit and includes the current in-place rent, monthly fees, move-in and lease expiration dates, deposits, and any past due rents. We also need a document known as the Profit and Loss Statement, or P&L. This shows monthly income and expenses broken down in detail. Ideally, we will have a P&L that shows the breakdown of each month over the last 12 months, which is known as a trailing 12, or T12. For simplicity, in this example, we are just going to use 1 month's worth of income and expenses and then multiply by 12 to annualize them. But in reality, we look at how the property has performed over the last 12 months, as this better takes into account the month-to-month variances and gives a more accurate picture of the property's annual performance. Okay, back to the numbers. We first need to figure out the effective gross income, which remember is the gross potential income minus lost revenue. The gross potential income is the gross potential rent plus all other additional income. Let's start plugging in the numbers. The average market rent for this property is $1,000 per unit per month. So the gross potential rent is 1,000 times 100, or $100,000. The property currently has 10% vacancy, so 10 units are empty and not generating income, which equates to a $10,000 monthly vacancy loss. While 20 of the occupied units are achieving the market rent of $1,000, 65 of the others are only getting $900 per month, which amounts to a $6,500 per month loss to lease. 3 tenants just flat out didn't pay, totaling $3,000 loss in revenue. The last 2 units are generating no income, as one is an employee unit provided rent-free, and the other a model unit, which amounts to another $2,000 per month in revenue loss. Our gross potential rent of $100,000 per month sounded good, but we see our net rent is actually $78,500. Multiply that by 12 and we get an annualized net rent of $942,000. Between pet rents, laundry facility income, and other leasing fees, the property brought in $3,000 in additional income this month. Annualize that and we get $36,000. Which when added to the net rent gives us an annual effective gross income of $978,000. Quick side note, another term for all the ways income is lost is known as economic vacancy and is expressed as a percentage of our gross potential rent. To determine the economic vacancy, we take the difference in gross potential rent and net rent and divide it by the gross potential rent. So in this example, our annualized GPR, 100,000 times 12, is $1.2 million minus the annualized net rent of $942,000, which equals $258,000. We divide that by the GPR of $1.2 million, and we get an economic vacancy of 21.5%. We like to see this number down around 10% once we have stabilized the property, so this indicates there is room for improvement. But let's get back to determining our NOI. Now that we know our EGI, we just need to subtract the operating expenses. Let's go through them. Contract services for the month cost $2,000. Utilities were $4,000. Repairs, maintenance, and make-ready totaled $5,000. Payroll was $9,000. Administrative costs were $2,500. Marketing was $1,200. Property insurance was $3,000. Property tax was $5,000. Property management fee was $3,000, and capital reserves were $2,500. So the total operating expenses for the month were $37,200, which annualized equals $446,400. We can now figure out our NOI by taking our effective gross income of $978,000 and subtracting the operating expenses of $446,400, which comes to $531,600. So what is the property worth? You find out from the broker and your market research that the cap rate for this submarket is 5%. We know value equals NOI divided by cap rate. So at a 5% cap rate, or a 5 cap, this property is worth $10,632,000. This is roughly 11.5% lower than their whisper price of $12 million. Now it is up to us to determine if we can build a business plan that will allow us to raise rents and generate additional income while simultaneously decreasing economic vacancy and operating expenses. Then we will be able to submit an offer that is both competitive and conservative to ensure this remains a safe investment for our investors, all with the goal in mind of improving living conditions and providing safe, comfortable housing for our tenants. We hope you have benefited from this two-part series. It was a lot to digest, but with a little practice, you'll be analyzing properties in no time. Next time, we'll take a look at how we can directly affect the NOI to increase the value of our properties. As always, we hope you have a blessed day.